A polearm or two weapon, where do your eyes go? Well, a polearm, the back hand helps steer, but in essence, a two-handed weapon is a single-handed weapon with a really long handle. Okay? So that steering is happening, that rotation is happening above this lead hand. If it's happening off the back, the weapon has to do such an astronomical loop. It just doesn't happen. It happens up in here. Okay, you see this hand helping, but the steering is here. Okay, for those that, thank you for bringing that up because it brings up the other weapons. The two-handed, this is the only time that I do it a little bit different. I put my eyes in the center, but I watch both baskets with my peripheral, and that's how I typically do it. Throwing shots with a polearm are in essence, or greatsword or whatever, are essentially thrown the same way. If somebody cocks and cuts, typically, and again, you'll break all rules, but basically, if the weapon rises and drops, this is a big motion. It's easy to pick up, and if it misses, this is a bad position that they have to recover from. They're beyond your body, and they're in danger. If the weapon is held here, see the sword hand? And it's thrown like serving soup, the weapon becomes extremely fast, and if I fail a shot, all of me is between me and my opponent. Okay? So even if I fail and he fires, I find I get most of my blocks by doing nothing more than this. Turning my hands shifts the blade or shaft into the way of the weapon. Here, what you tend to find is people they have to fall, or you get this kind of thing, or flipping it up here. These work, but you're forced into defense. If you're always here and you block, see I pulled back, I can actually fire again. Bang, bang, bang. Same motion, bang, bang. I think that hits all the weapons. Other questions?
With your style, what do you find that you struggle the most with?
The weakness in it? The weakness in it is actually something I want to touch on when I get into the intermediate. It has to do with power and hand position and how the shot's thrown. Since you brought it up, I'll touch on it now. I've broken things into beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Anybody who is advanced knows that these are not pieces. They all blend together. They have to work together. The weakness I find is because this hand tends to be, you don't want this arm out here. You can't do anything with this, including block well. It's too far from your body. But if I pull it back, if you look at it from the front, as it pulls back, my arm gets bigger. Okay, so I begin to lose my arm. Yet, this is ideally where I really want to throw from. So do I risk my arm? Well, what I do is I push it forward some. Gives me a stronger defense, breaks the angle on this arm, and this becomes much more difficult to pick up. I tend to block my arm by doing nothing more than this. Okay? If I move my arm, I lose my center line. If I just turn my hand, this basket will shut down this side, short of somebody going way out. The weakness is, out here, this wrist flip, unless you have great body mechanics or are unusually strong, this is hard to get a powerful shot out of. Okay? You can hit fast, but it won't have a lot of power. I found a way around that, and it turns out it's Bruce Lee's method. Is everybody, who's here seen his 2-inch punch or heard about it? Okay? Have you seen it? You seen the video of it? Okay? I'm actually going to hit. What you see is he takes his stance. He puts his hand about 2 inches from the guy, and then as he ki-eyes, he punches, and the guy goes sailing. Okay? Well, try it sometime against like a punching bag. Put your hand here and pop it. You can't get a really hard shot of it, and certainly isn't going to make the bag move much. But if you ever get a chance to watch that video again, watch it really slow. This is what he does. Don't watch my hand.